Everyone talks about their wins. The crypto moonshot, the stock that tripled, the real estate flip that paid for a new car. But there's a graveyard of investments nobody mentions at dinner parties. Today, we're digging up the financial skeletons people bury deep and never speak about. These are the investments that haunt portfolios and keep investors up at night. Welcome back to Forgotten Finance, where lost money lessons come back to life. Let's start with the elephant in the room, timeshares. You know what I'm talking about. That vacation presentation you attended for a free dinner. 2 hours later, you walked out owning a piece of a condo in Orlando you'll use once every 3 years. Timeshares are the investment regret that spans generations. People drop $20,000 to $50,000 thinking they're securing family vacations forever. The reality? Maintenance fees that climb every year, blackout dates during the times you actually want to travel. And when you try to sell, good luck. There's an entire industry built around helping people escape timeshare contracts because they're nearly impossible to unload. The resale value is basically zero. Some people literally try to give them away. Yet somehow, the timeshare industry keeps thriving because nobody warns their friends. It's too embarrassing to admit you got sold on a dream that turned into a financial anchor. Next up, we've got the investment that promised to make you your own boss. Multi-level marketing companies. Someone you went to high school with messaged you out of nowhere. Suddenly, you're selling essential oils, weight loss shakes, or skincare products. You bought the starter kit, maybe even the premium package. You attended the conferences, posted on social media constantly, recruited your aunt and your neighbor. The pitch was simple: passive income, financial freedom, retire your spouse. The reality? You've got a garage full of inventory you can't move. You've alienated friends who are tired of being pitched, and you're down several $1,000s. The statistics are brutal. According to research, over 99% of MLM participants lose money. But people don't talk about it because admitting you fell for an MLM feels like admitting you got scammed. There's shame attached. So people quietly quit, hide the products, and never mention that chapter again. Here's one that hits differently. Investing heavily in a single company stock, especially the one you work for. It feels safe. You know the company. You believe in the mission. Maybe you got a discount through an employee stock purchase plan, so you went all in. Then the company hits trouble. Maybe it's fraud like Enron. Maybe it's just bad management or a market shift. Suddenly, your job is gone, and your retirement savings evaporated at the same time. You lost twice. This isn't theoretical. It happened to thousands of people. But you won't hear these stories at networking events because the pain is too raw. People don't want to relive the moment they realize their entire financial future was tied to one basket that fell off a cliff. Let's talk about something more recent: NFTs and crypto during the hype cycle. In 2021 and 2022, it felt like everyone was making money. Bored apes, crypto punks, dog coins with cute logos. Your timeline was full of people showing off their digital art worth hundreds of thousands. So you bought in. Maybe you spent $5,000 on a JPEG of a cartoon character. Maybe you aped into a coin that promised to revolutionize finance. Then, the market crashed. That NFT you bought for $5,000, now it's worth $50. Nobody's buying. The Discord server is dead. The roadmap never materialized. You're left holding a worthless digital asset and a painful lesson about FOMO. People don't discuss these losses because crypto culture celebrates wins loudly and hides losses quietly. Admitting you lost big on a monkey picture feels foolish when everyone else is posting about the next opportunity. Then there's the classic trap: penny stocks. They're cheap, sometimes trading for literal pennies. The math is seductive. If you buy 10,000 shares at 10 cents each and it hits $1, you just made $9,000. You found it on a forum, or maybe you got a tip from a newsletter. The company had an exciting story, a new technology, a breakthrough product, a major partnership supposedly coming. So you bought in. And then, nothing happened. Or worse, the stock got delisted. The company turned out to be a shell. The partnerships were vaporware. Your $1,000 is now worth $12, and you can't even sell it because there's no volume. But you don't tell anyone. because admitting you thought you'd beat the market with penny stocks makes you sound naive. So it stays buried in your brokerage account, a reminder of greed and hope meeting reality. Here's one that hurts because it comes from family. Lending money to relatives for their business venture. Your brother-in-law had a brilliant idea, a food truck, a tech startup, a franchise opportunity. He just needed $20,000 to get started. You'd be a partner. You'd get paid back with interest. It's family, so you trusted him. No formal contract, just a handshake. Months pass. The business struggles. Then it fails. The money's gone. And now Thanksgiving dinner is awkward. You can't press too hard for repayment without becoming the villain. The relationship is strained. The money's never coming back. But you can't complain to friends because lending money to family is almost always a mistake everyone warns against. You knew better. You did it anyway. So you suffer in silence. Let's get into something subtle but devastating. Overinvesting in target date retirement funds without understanding the fees. They sound perfect. Hands off, automatically rebalancing, getting more conservative as you approach retirement. So you dumped your entire 401k into one. But you didn't check the expense ratio. Over 30 years, a 1% fee difference can cost you hundreds of thousands in lost returns. By the time people realize how much fees ate into their retirement, it's too late to recover those decades of compound interest. Nobody talks about this because it's boring. It doesn't make for a dramatic story, but it's a silent wealth destroyer affecting millions. Here's the investment regret for people who thought they were being smart. Buying rental property without doing the math properly. Real estate gurus made it sound easy. Buy a property, rent it out, cash flow covers the mortgage. You build equity, passive income. So you bought a property in a market you didn't understand. Maybe it was out of state because it was cheaper. Then you discovered the reality. Tenants who don't pay, maintenance that never ends, property management fees, vacancy periods. The cash flow you expected turned into a monthly drain. You can't sell without taking a loss. You're trapped maintaining a property hundreds of miles away that costs you money every month. People don't share these stories because everyone assumes real estate is a guaranteed win. Admitting your rental property is a money pit feels like confessing incompetence. Finally, the investment regret nobody sees coming. Not investing at all. Keeping everything in savings accounts for decades because the stock market felt scary. Inflation quietly eroded purchasing power. That $100,000 in the bank 30 years ago would be worth over $1 million if invested in a simple index fund. Instead, it's still $100,000, but now it buys half as much. The regret of inaction is the quietest, but sometimes the most painful. These people watch friends retire comfortably while they're still working because they let fear win. And they don't talk about it because there's no dramatic story. Just a slow realization that playing it safe was actually the riskiest move of all. These are the investments people regret but never discuss. The financial decisions that failed quietly. The losses absorbed in silence. The lessons learned the hard way. If you've made any of these mistakes, you're not alone. The difference between a bad investment and a valuable lesson is what you do next. Learn, adjust, move forward, and maybe, just maybe, share your story so someone else doesn't make the same mistake. Thanks for watching Forgotten Finance. If this video saved you from a future regret, hit that subscribe button, because the best investment you can make is in knowledge that prevents expensive mistakes. See you in the next one.